This is Kirk Franklin, and I just want to say these damn kids don't appreciate shit. You just had to whoop their ass and kick them on their fucking neck and knock their motherfucking ass out. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is Kirk Franklin. You listen to the X and Y show.
The opinions expressed on the X and Y show are the sole opinions of the host. Please note, there is no intentional desire to offend any member of the listening audience. With that said, if you still feel offended, tough shit.
It's time for the X and Y show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings. Welcome to another segment of the XY Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. And I want to wish all the fathers a happy Father's Day. That's a very beautiful day for someone to wish you happy Father's Day. I haven't been blessed to have any kids yet. I'm still trying. But I enjoy telling another father happy Father's Day, even though they're knucklehead. Some fathers are knuckleheads, and you still tell them happy Father's Day, hoping maybe they enjoy hearing it and feel good and start doing better, right? So even with knuckleheads, I always say happy Father's Day. And there are a lot of knuckleheads out there. And that's what this episode is about tonight. I'm not going to waste any time getting into it. This is the same kind of shit that I was talking about on the last episode. Women being more conscious who they're allowing to have kids with. Just because, dude has pretty eyes and pretty skin and he's 6'5" and he's an orthodontist or lawyer or some shit, all of the things that are on the top surface. But, what kind of person are they beneath? What kind of motherfucker they are, really, truly? What kind of heart do they have? And I guarantee you, if a lot of women, and I'm putting the onus on them because they are the ultimate selectors of who is being allowed to come inside of them, right? So I put the onus on them because they have the ultimate responsibility of, who gets them pregnant, right? So I don't believe in that 50-50 shit. It takes two. No. It takes one. The woman is control of who they get pregnant by, period. And women know who are knuckleheads and some sorry motherfuckers, and they still have kids by him. Well, maybe it'll change him. Maybe if he have a son, I give him a son, maybe he'll change. It's all kind of fucked up reasons why women allow themselves to get pregnant from stupid motherfuckers. But it does happen, and it happens a lot. And nobody's exempt from this behavior, right? Now, if you haven't heard, I'm talking about Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight is a R&B singer. Pretty much his heyday was in the 90s. Has a brother in Take Six. Motherfucking could sing okay. I was never, if he came to town, I wasn't going to beat myself to get this show. I was going to cut my wrist to get to it. But, he was all right. I give him his props. But, on Father's Day, I know I don't know if he said it today or if he said it near today, but it's getting a lot of buzz now because of the day of Father's Day. And I wasn't even going to talk about this, right? I was going to air another episode where I interviewed this lady about relationships. I was going to do that today. But, sometimes, I got to rap to you guys, from the heart, straight from the heart. And this is one of those times where I just have to say something. There's only been a few times that I've done this, but I have to do it. I can't let this go. Now, for those of you who don't know, Brian McKnight basically disowned his kids, right? His estranged kids. The words were, Brian McKnight said he doesn't claim his estranged biological kids because they are the product of sin. So what he was talking about, when the kids were conceived, he was fucking out of wedlock. That's a sin. So that's what he's talking about. He was, they were conceived out of wedlock and, wasn't married with the children's mother, whatever the case may be. And, I understand what he's saying. They were conceived from sin, but they're still your kids, man. See, I don't get that. I do not get that shit. And then you got stupid motherfuckers like Tyrese who really need to shut his fucking mouth. He, saying shit that, he understand and what Brian McKnight, he understand what he going through and why he would say something like that and he justified. Shut that he should be the last motherfucker that should say anything about anything. Tyrese need to shut the fuck up. He has his own kids he need to fix relationships with, fucked up relationships. He need to shut the fuck up on somebody else's. Now, with Brian McKnight, I think that's the ultimate cowardly way out. Just what I was saying last week, all these sorry motherfuckers with kids. And I don't know Brian McKnight personally, but, from him saying something like that, I don't want to know him. I don't want to ever know him. For you to disown your kids saying that, I basically don't want to have anything to do with them because they were produced from a sexual act, in sin. So basically what he's saying, even though they were from a sinful act, then I don't want to deal with them no more. Fuck them. That's basically what he's saying. Fuck his kids. I don't want anything to do with them. Like I said, I don't know him and I don't want to know him, but I don't even know his kids. I just seen pictures. I don't even know how many kids he have. Because, y'all know I don't keep up with all this shit. But I know he has at least 2. I don't know if he has more or whatever. But could you imagine if you were his daughter or you were his son, even if you were a grown man, which they're older than his kids right now. I know he has a baby or something. So he has older kids, like, older, and they're young adults, really. But even if they're young adults, could you imagine if you hear something from your mother or your father saying basically, fuck you. I don't want you. You're nothing to me. That's basically what he's saying. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's basically what he's saying. I had you guys, I conceived you guys during a fucked up part of my life. I was sinning, I was fucking, and I don't want anything to do with you motherfuckers. That's basically what he's saying. Could you imagine being a son or daughter of Brian McKnight and hearing him say that? I don't care how tough you are. I don't care how big a man you are or how independent woman you are. That will hurt. It will hurt. And it's bad enough that, life in itself is so fucked up every day. All the shit you have to go through, all the shit you have to endure, all the stupid ass people that you have to deal with. You wouldn't expect something such as that or hearing something like that from your own father. Your own father, your own pops, your own dad, your own daddy. You wouldn't expect to hear something like that from him. That's the motherfucker who's supposed to be protecting you. That's the dude who's supposed to be looking out for you. That's the dude who wants you to be a part of his life. His blood runs through your veins. That's the dude that's supposed to be looking out for you and everything you do. If you fall, he got you. You fuck up, he gonna fix it for you. You gonna lean on your father. That's the dude who's supposed to be there for you. And for them to say something like that, like I don't want anything to do with you motherfuckers. It happened, but it is what it is. It was a fucked up part of my life. I was sinning, I was fucking. But, I don't want shit to do with you. Don't call me. Get the fuck out of my life. Basically. Even saying that shit hurts me. And I don't even know his kids. I wish I did. I wish, I keep calling them kids. They're young adults. I wish I did know them. I was, damn, man, you want to go out to a movie or something? You can... You want me to? I'm gonna go do some barbecue, man. You want to come over and chill? I'm sorry. Even though I didn't do shit, I didn't do nothing to him. But I want to apologize to his kids, to Brian McKnight's estranged kids who he just throwing away and saying "fuck you." I want to apologize to them, and I didn't do anything to them. I don't even know their names, but I want to say I'm sorry, as a black man first, and then as a real man second. I want to say I'm sorry for what your father said about you. And if there's anything I could do, I would do it. They can come over and, have a barbecue. We can talk and drink a beer, drink some, I don't even know if they're old enough, but, just chill. Someone they can get love from. And I'm a damn stranger. I don't know anything about his kids. I don't know shit about them. I don't know their names. I don't know what school they went to. I don't know how tall they are. I don't know a damn thing about his kids. But I do know that somewhere on this planet, there are some young adults that are hurting right now. Somewhere on this earth, some young adults are hurting right now because of what their father said. That's some kind of shit that you can never come back from. One day they'll probably, make up, or he'll say, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Or, he'll come up with some shit to try to kick it over. But some shit you can never come back from. And I think this is one of those incidents. You basically, but the daddy, you basically told me to fuck me. You don't want me anymore. Because, I'm a product of sin. So you don't want shit to do with me. That's what you told me. How could you come back from that? Really? I mean, if you do, you can forgive someone, but you never forget. You never forget what they said. And that shit cut deep. cut his own kids, his own biological kids. He cut them deep. He cut them. And like I said, all the shit you have to deal with on the planet and dealing with all these stupid motherfuckers day in and day out and just going through all this shit. The last person that you want to get cut by is your father or your mother or, your family, but definitely your mother and your father, especially your father. The ultimate protector. That's what we're known for. The one that's supposed to always be looking out for you. The one that's always supposed to protect you from bullshit in the world. You get cut by them. Could you imagine how that would feel? Just saying that, just thinking about that, I can't even imagine how his son and daughters, his estranged throwaways, that's what they are now, right? Because you don't want them. Estranged throwaways. Could you imagine how they must feel? Their own father said that. That shit hurt. That shit cut. And, like I said again, I'm sorry. I apologize to his kids for saying, for that dumb motherfucker. I'm sorry to call your dad a stupid dumb motherfucker, but that's what he is. I'm sorry. But I'm sorry what he said to you. I'm sorry how he just tried to throw you away. Here I am, right? I'm a good catch, I make good money. I don't do drugs. I got a big dick. I'm not 10. I don't think I'm Denzel or nothing. I'm just keeping it real. But I ain't ugly. Shit, I give myself a 7, 8. Yeah, I'm all right. I look good for my age. I don't look all fucked up. I got 4 degrees. I got shit going for me. And here I am wishing that I had a damn daughter. Wishing that I had a son to call me pop, to call me dad, to call me daddy, to call me father. I'm wishing for that shit. I wish I had that shit. And I know a lot of guys out there who are in the same boat as I am, wishing that they had a someone to call them dad, someone to call them daddy or pop. And they don't have it. And then to see this stupid motherfucker with kids and basically cutting his own kids deep with some shit, cutting them with the tongue. That's the worst you can cut with. A knife or the heel, right? But words, when you cut somebody with your tongue, even the Bible talks about that. When you cut someone with your tongue, that wound will never heal. It might get better over time, but it never goes away. It never heals. They can never come back from their shit. And here I am, like I said, I'm wishing I had it, and I don't have it, and I see this dumb shit. It really makes me mad. It makes me really angry. And this is the ultimate example of what I was talking about last week, women choosing the wrong motherfuckers to have kids with. And I know Brian McKnight, he's a little handsome, he's an R&B star, right? And a lot of women could get bamboozled by that. But what kind of heart did he have back then? I don't know him. What kind of heart did he have back then? What kind of man was he underneath all that shit? I guess we finding out what kind of man he is now. Any motherfucker that would throw away his kids and estrange his own damn flesh and blood, that motherfucker is low. He's a coward. He's a punk ass motherfucker. And I'm going to tell you something, Brian McKnight. If you ever listen to this episode and you want to talk to me and you want to, want me to say face to face what I'm saying, I'll be more than happy. More than happy to say it to your punk ass face to face. You're a weak ass coward. Any motherfucking man estranges estranging his own kids and throwing away his own children. What kind of man is that? What kind of man is he? He is a disgrace to call a man. He is a disgrace as a black man, a black community. In the black community, that's something that we definitely need. We need to take up for our kids because they're going through so much shit day in and day out. We the last people who should be cutting our own flesh and blood. And that's what that stupid motherfucker did by saying he don't want anything to do with his kids because they was a product of sin. What kind of shit is that? What kind of thing is that for a father to say? A real man to say? Anyway, again, I apologize to his estranged kids. And even though I didn't do shit, but I'm apologizing to them as a black man, as a real man. I would have never said that kind of shit to them. My own flesh and blood? That I don't want you anymore? Fuck you. Get out of my life. You a stranger. You came about when I was fucking your mom. You know, it was a bad time in my life, but I don't want shit to do with you. Don't say shit to me. Get out of my life. I would have never said that shit to you. And I'm not saying that he did say that. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Gotta keep saying that because a lot of you ignorant motherfuckers, oh, he didn't say all that. A lot of you stupid motherfuckers. I'm paraphrasing, okay? I'm saying what he's basically saying, what he's implying with his words. Basically saying, get the fuck out of my life. Let's keep it real. That's what he's saying. And to his kids, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't do anything, but I'm sorry. I can't imagine a father saying that to his own children. I can't imagine how hearing that as his offspring, how that affects you. How it's fucking up with your head right now. Your own father would say some shit like that. So I apologize. I'm sorry. And if I knew you, I would definitely reach out to you and say, man, young lady, you always got a godfather here in Roosevelt. Anything you need, you always got somebody here to, come to me. I'll show you love. Damn. That's what we need. That's why so many kids are running around now. So many adults running around now fucked up because they didn't have a father. That's what I was talking about. You got all these fucking knuckleheads having kids and they don't want to be in their lives. They don't want anything to do with them. That's why we have these motherfuckers robbing people. And that's why society is so fucked up. Because women choosing stupid, sorry, coward motherfuckers to have offspring with. Such as Brian McKnight. Anyway. We have to do better. We have to do better. And I want to say to all the women out there, please do not associate Brian McKnight with the rest of the black community or the rest of us real men. I'm nothing like that motherfucker. I would have never said that to my kids. Shit, I wouldn't say that to stepkids. Kids that are not even my flesh and blood. I wouldn't even say that to them. Like I would, some shit like, I wish you were never born. I wouldn't say no dumb shit like that. That's crazy. And it's weak. Punk ass motherfucker. Anyway, I apologize. I usually, you guys know me. I don't get angry about too many things, but this is one thing that really roused me. A punk ass father. So, and again, I'm sorry to his kids, and I want to apologize for appearing to be very angry, but I am. I can't hide the shit. And like I said, I was going to air another episode, but tonight I had to talk about this. So I will see you guys next week. And I want you always to remember that you cannot have love or lust without X and Y. And I want you always to remember to take care of your family. Fathers, real men. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.